Have you ever had the embarrassing moment where maybe you're in a parking lot and you're looking for your car and maybe you're not paying attention so much and you see a car and you think it's yours and you go to get in and then you realize that it's actually not your car? It just looks like it. I had that happen to me the other day. I was coming out of a store and was thinking about something else, and I drive a black Subaru, and so I saw a black Subaru and I was walking towards it to get in, and thankfully I noticed the woman sitting in the driver's seat before I tried to get into her car. That's an embarrassing moment for us because we recognize that there's something almost sacred about what belongs to another and what belongs to us. If you've ever had the misfortune of something like a home invasion, you know what I'm talking about, because there's something that almost feels violating when somebody breaks into our home or comes into our space without being welcomed there, because you recognize that there's something personal and something sacred about what belongs to us. I think Jesus in this month's Word of Life is trying to draw our attention to that very sacredness of what belongs to God. And so Jesus has this encounter with the religious leaders and they're trying to trap him. And Jesus, in a way that only Jesus can, gets to the very heart of the issue. And so they ask him about taxes. And then Jesus says, well, show me a coin, and whose image is on this coin? And they say, well, Caesar, his image is on the coin. And then Jesus says, well, okay, then give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and give to God what belongs to God. So we're meant to ask, well, if that image of Caesar is on the coin, then where is the image of God? And of course, the image of God is in each human person. You and I, we are made in the image of God, which means we belong to him. And that's personal. And that's sacred to God. And so I think this word of life, to give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and to give to God what belongs to God, can help us orient our lives where we give priorities to what needs to be first. And Jesus is saying it's the human person who is always first. So when we're making decisions in the political sphere, it can be confusing, messy. Well, I know I can give to God what belongs to God. And so when I'm making decisions, to always put the human person first. When I'm at the store and I'm trying to decide what to buy and what products to use, give to God what belongs to God. And I can put the human first in those decisions. When I think about my relationships and what's the right move or what's the right next step to navigating certain relationships, okay, I want to give to God what belongs to God, which means to put the human person first. There's this principle that we can really see the world through, and it's simply this: that the human person can never be used like an object. Rather, the human person, because it belongs to God, because it's sacred, the human person can only be loved, never used, only loved. And so maybe it's worth asking ourselves this month, like, are there people in my life that maybe I just use as an object? I used to work in a restaurant and I know what it feels like to be treated like an object. And so we can go the extra step this month by saying, okay, every person I meet, whether they're helping me at a restaurant or at a store, or whether it's somebody who cuts me off in traffic or whatever, that's a human person. They belong to God. They're sacred. They're precious in his eyes. And my only response can be to love them, not to use them, but to love. It's not easy. But how amazing is it that we're given this opportunity to care for what belongs to God as we care for one another as human persons. Let's put the human first this month. Let's put the human person in front of everything else so that we can truly love God by loving one another. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to keep up with other great content to help you live your life of unity with God and with one another, make sure you subscribe to Focolare Media so that you can continue to live your divine adventure.